And welcome, everybody. This is Dan French here on a Saturday. It's a French Workbench podcast. We have a full studio in today. We got a lot of good information, and we're going to do a lot of talking today about pools, a lot about what's going on in real estate, financing, cryptocurrency. I mean, crypto. Everything.
Whoa.
That's just
Everyone's
Brett's
been...
eyes. You guys, this is this is your source for the latest information regarding financing, real estate, money talk, entrepreneurs here in Las Vegas through on-job experience and education. And we are your source for the latest information. I'm your host, Dan French, streaming from Las Vegas. And in studio, I want to go around the room. We have our usual co-hosts, I'm going to say now, because we got people that are coming on quite a bit. And my first co-host here, I'm going to tell him is Rick Raines. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm up. I'm ready. Let's get it started.
That's right, man. So what have you been up to? Anything happened new this week?
Oh, same old, pretty much. Be honest with you, except that today is 9/11, and it's my anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Wow.
All right.
How many years?
Tough day.
Don't say 20.
45.
45.
You guys planning anything?
Actually, yeah, we got a dinner thing going on.
Good
Cool.
for you, man. Good for you.
Congrats.
That's why he's still married for 45 years.
Smart man. Smart man.
He knows who runs the house, man.
Right. We also have Mr. Energy himself, Brett Jenny from Simply Vegas. Come on down. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Thank you.
How's life, man? What you doing?
Life is going all right, man.
You came in all spruced up. What are you doing today, buddy?
Like Rick, up early, man. He got up earlier than me, but I was up about 4:30. Did a little bit of work. Went for a run. Went to the gym. Did some work.
Did
Came
your
here.
deal.
Yep. And now I'm dressed up because I got to do some more work after.
So
I got actually real estate today.
do you ever have time where you don't work?
I'm kind of always working. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm always working, but I mean, you're kind of always.
You're always
in the
man.
mix.
Yeah, it's
You're committed.
There's always something I can be doing. Let's put it that way.
Right,
You know,
right.
to better myself. So.
Gotcha. So we have our guest here. He's the guy we're really putting the show about. His name is Mr. Ace Bedich, and he's from Ace Pools, right?
Green Oasis Pools.
Green Oasis Pools,
And
excuse me.
landscapes, yes.
So what's going on, man?
Also a Hall of Fame quarterback.
What do you mean?
He looks just like
Like Brett-
Drew Brees.
Or did
He does look
You
like
just
Drew
need a little
Brees.
thing right here under your eye.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
what's going on?
I retired and got in the pool industry.
Yeah, it's always been your dream. So like, quit playing football.
the real
I hear
The
you,
real
man.
money.
I hear you. The real fun in life.
Right.
Pools.
So what's
Water.
going on, Ace? What have you been up to, man? How's life with you? I mean,
It's been crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna get into some details
The
for
housing
you.
market and everything's been crazy, and it's continuing. So.
well,
it's a-
we
it's a good
appreciate
thing.
you coming on, man.
Absolutely.
We're gonna get into
Thanks
some
for having me, Dan.
great information with Ace. Also, we got Mr. Joe Dragons back. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Dan, how are you doing?
Oh man,
Doing
I'm
great.
just excited today. We got so many things to
I know.
talk about. Like
I know.
I'm shaking right now. So
I know what I do to you, Dan. I understand.
you being back, Joe, I tell you, man, it made my life. I was like, Joe's coming, and Joe, you're a co-host, man. You've been on this show a long time. Brett's been here. You guys are all basically now my, host, co-host,
Bob,
if you want to
man.
call it.
We're,
Yeah.
we're
boys.
family,
We're
man.
family,
We're
man.
family, man.
Yeah.
Barbecuing, beer drinking, baseball.
Yeah.
You know what? You
Swimming?
got a hat
Swimming?
that looks like mine.
Swimming.
Swimming.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Dressing
Swimming.
the
Don't leave
same,
that
dude.
out.
We got the man throwing the pool parties over here.
Exactly. Yeah,
So
but
let's
no,
get-
we went to.
Go ahead, man.
I thought you asked what I did.
Yeah, I did.
Or did I dream that?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, you did. I interrupted.
I know what you were going to say before. No, I went to the new little date night last night with my wife at, what's that, Resort World? You guys been there yet?
No, how's that?
No.
Brand new, like, high-rise casino.
How was it?
good?
Very clean. We got blackjack tables, you got bars, and you got restaurants.
Where'd you guys eat?
Oh, it was in Italian. I forget the name of it. It was like an Italian place.
Okay.
It was pretty good.
Italian.
Did you see a lot of water features there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
They have-
exactly fountains. And,
Yeah, I mean, they
and,
have, I think, over like 45 bodies of
It's
water.
actually
there.
like, I mean, they keep making these places. So we talk about real estate, right? Well, whoever has all this money seems to think we're not going
crazy.
anywhere.
Yeah,
because
true story.
they were wrong though once, and that was what's scary.
Let's get back into what
Sorry,
we
got a
actually.
little-
Good stuff.
That's all right. Man, we went real politic.
I know.
Politicky.
Politicky. So let's go into this, guys. So first off, let's really introduce here Mr. Ace, and I want to talk with him a little bit on his situation. And let's look at his website. Here's his website right here. And guys, if you're out there and you're looking for somebody to maybe give you a option, or maybe to give you a quote or a bid, I guess you would call it, right?
Correct.
Then you would want to maybe give this guy a call. He's really good at what he does. I looked at the reviews.
Nice, man.
Nice
Thank you.
pools that he's done.
Thank you.
Nice custom job. So you're at Green Oasis Pools and Landscape.
That's correct.
So let's give us some insight about how you got into this, when you started in Las Vegas.
Absolutely. So I'm born and raised here. Grew up playing baseball my whole life. Played college career at UNLV.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
And couldn't hit the curveball. So
You still played D1 though, man. I mean, that's
was
not
fun.
an average athlete.
It was fun. And so, couldn't hit the curveball, so the baseball career ended. And I loved being outside. I loved the maintenance of the field and those type of things. So I got into landscaping. Did landscaping for 7 years before I got on the pool side. And that was 20 years ago. 21 years ago now, actually.
Okay.
And so I got in the pools and landscaping and combined them both, which has been very good for me because a lot of people are looking for that one shop.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
where they're
Absolutely.
combining multiple different people that they have to
Yeah.
control and everything else. So it's been really good for me. I've been very, very
So
fortunate.
did you start out just landscaping and then added the pools, or one or the other?
Correct. So I started off in landscaping.
And
had
then you
my
realize
landscape
if I
company
combine both
for
these,
7 years,
it's
and
really
then
going to
got
be
into-
good
yeah,
business. Gotcha.
Exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got into it, and so when you're looking at the side where pools are at today, right?
Correct.
People always want to say, well, is the cost going up? What do we see? Because there's a lot of questions that I get about people saying, well, pools they're only 35, 40,000
Right.
materials, right? I mean, you probably get that all the time, right?
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's what's crazy about it.
were.
Even like in the 90s, they were 35. And you're talking 30 years ago, but
Yeah.
people still have that mindset
Yeah.
that they are
So
35
what-
to 40,000.
Why does pools cost go up? Like, why does it, like, obviously there's
Materials. So
and-
there's materials
yeah.
just like it's
Right.
it's basically building a house in the ground.
Materials and demand. Like they can't even keep up right now. So
Right, it
guess
is.
what?
Because of pool demand.
It's
or
called
just-
capitalism.
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, which is somewhat true also. But
Well, I
the
mean, you
materials,
don't jack people around,
Exactly.
but hey, man,
right? Because
if it's a good economy,
well,
everyone's making.
I'll say this: a lot of times I don't even like to tell people I'm in the pool and landscape industry because there is a lot of people out there that maybe aren't
Gotcha.
morally ethical on what they are doing.
Yeah.
And are driving that
No,
that bus a little more.
I know, man, because they all work for a regular company and then on the side.
Right. Yeah, there's a
They
lot
do
of that
ca-
stuff
yeah.
going on also.
Yeah.
So what's
I got like 20 of them.
what's happening in actual building? Are you finding that you're having problems getting supplies the way the construction industry is?
Very much so. I mean, it's across the board. I mean, tile is very hard to come by right now, and nobody knows when it's coming and when it's not coming. I mean, our suppliers,
What about gunite and cement and all that?
those prices have gone up. Hasn't been a lack of cement, but the prices have definitely shot up. Steel's been an issue. Haven't been able to get steel. Plumbing now is being an issue with piping.
Jeez.
So
My
how long-
contractors.
What's going on
So
with
how
steel?
long is that delaying your build out?
Well, it hasn't yet, but every week it's like the plumber's telling me, hey, this might be the last week that we're plumbing pools because we aren't getting plumbing in, we aren't getting pipe in, we aren't
What's,
getting fittings
what's
in
causing
plastic.
that? Do you know?
It's the plastics.
I mean, I knew that the.
It's basically things that we're all outsourcing from America, if you ask me, that is coming from other countries that are just
Supply lines were shut down
Yeah.
or
Trucking.
dramatically reduced.
So you got steel
to
that's
pack
not,
it up at a certain pace again. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got steel, you got you got plumbing,
basically anything with materials.
you got equipment.
Yeah.
Equipment alone. A lot of it's not made in America, so it's not getting.
How are
over
you
there.
with finding people who want to work for
Yeah,
you? Are you finding
that's
like a
what-
lot of laborers, or it's something where it's
Labor's
it's
hard, so it's kind of a both sides of the
Gotcha.
deal. It's not the labor's not actually increasing the price of the pool any. It's more materials.
Yeah, no, I mean,
It's just
as
the
far as
Are
length-
you
tra-
actually
the length.
finding bodies?
Find,
the length.
are you finding bodies?
Right,
Yeah, is
right.
that
So
an
it
issue?
used to be a 3-month process.
Okay,
Is now a 5 or 6 month process
huh?
because it's just
Yeah,
I've used the same contractors for the last 10 or 15
Mm-hmm.
years, but unfortunately, I think they're the best in the business, and I don't want to deteriorate from using them
Yeah.
to get a job done faster.
No, I know what you mean.
But because they're the best, a lot of people want to use them.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
have the labor shortage, and so it's
Well,
My in-laws just are putting in a pool, and they haven't finished it yet, and it's been an easy 6 months.
right.
And they just sit and wait and wait.
What's tough?
And they just keep,
What's really tough
getting
about
stories.
it is that when you're honest to somebody, they don't want to hear it's going to take you 6 months to build their pool.
So you
And
got
if somebody
I
else-
understand.
and
It's
if
the
somebody
game.
else-
It's the
it-
game
it
you got to
is.
play.
It is. And if
Yeah.
somebody else is like, oh, I can do it in 4 months. I've lost jobs that way. And I say,
It's
okay,
like
I wish-
like your business. Nobody's going to be able to come in with a cheaper interest rate because that's not the way it's set up now with lending laws. But other agents, other lenders will spit. It's a very competitive business. So saying
Absolutely.
over the phone,
Absolutely.
they'll say some things that probably
sales-
aren't.
it's a
aren't-
sales
well,
business,
just
so-
to get them in the door, right?
I think sales in general
I was gonna say it's a
undercut
sales
people.
business.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
anything in sales, you're undercutting.
I understand
somebody.
that, but he's saying, "Hey, man, I'm straight up from the get go, and this is the way it is." And it's people who want to come in and
Well, it's-
overpromise and underdeliver.
Right. Well,
That's
exactly
the problem.
right. It's setting the expectations for your clients. So at the end of the
Yep.
day, your clients are still happy with going with you,
Yeah.
and you haven't disappointed them.
Like
and
telling them
you
3
stay.
months, it's going to take you 5 or 6 months.
Right.
You know that. It's like listing agents who go in and say, "Oh, I'll get you 15 grand more for your house." They know damn well it's not going to appraise
Right,
out.
exactly
They
right.
know damn well that's not going. But they're saying whatever they can, as in, "I'll talk to the seller later." And
Yeah.
get that's you can do that, man, but that's not how I do business.
No, that's not.
You know,
It's not the proper way
Yeah.
to do business. And the other side of it is, what used to take a day to go down and pull permits is now taking 4 to 6 weeks
Jeez.
Wow.
because everything's done online. And so you used to be able to take your paperwork
Well, you
down.
think it'd be faster?
Well,
Wow.
You would think, but
You
people
would
are working
think
from,
if they were.
People are working from home, so.
And then
Yeah.
that's interesting
There you go.
Well, we're talking about Las
That's-
Vegas work ethic, so
because, and
I
I
shouldn't say that.
sorry to well,
Yeah, you're fine. Okay.
kind of briefly switch topic, but you made up a good point with the permits. Cause I want kind of your intake on how you do that because they're talking about construction permits, right, for pools or whatever.
Correct.
I noticed. I went to I guess I'm old fashioned because everybody just pays somebody to do this, but my I went and registered a car we got used from California in DMV. Walked down there, and if you didn't know, getting the DMV is a
Oh,
nightmare.
it's terrible.
Oh
You
yeah,
have to like
Really
book
tough right
yeah.
now.
an appointment 6 months. I got lucky because I walked in and they like their photo machine went down, so everybody was trying to get a driver's license, had to leave, and I went in and out. But
Nice. Good for
that,
you.
that was like extremely lucky or whatever.
Flashed his attorney badge.
Yeah.
I'm an attorney. Move. I'm an attorney. Move. I'll sue you.
Well, and then my wife says, "Oh, you can pay somebody like $40 to do that or something." And like,
Yeah.
I didn't know. But hey, it worked out. So,
Yeah, there's
you
dudes
know,
that wait in line.
Here's my point, though, because I mean, it's obvious why the DMV got clogged up. They said, "Go home. We're not going to do anything." This happened
Yeah.
in government all over the place.
Yeah.
You have a
Yep.
housing market that gets more demand, right? And now, if you're having a problem with construction, right? You think zoning's got a problem? You think initial building permits have a problem?
Sure.
Right? I guarantee you they have a major problem. And we're talking about expanding, supply to get these housing prices down. We were talking about the entire
Well,
time.
that's kind of what we're saying before, which is
freaking government, man.
which is it's not so much the builders trying to purposely
Raise costs.
raise costs.
Or
It's
prices.
that they can only get permits and
what
everything
we
that
were
they
saying.
need
Yeah.
so fast.
So they sit on their ass. Sorry, they sit on their ass for a year. Then they get off and say, "Oh,
Dude,
I'm going to give
you're
more
preaching to the
stimulus
choir
money.
with the
I'm going
builders,
to give
man."
more. I don't want
Yeah.
stimulus money, dude. I want houses. I want like a way to get water. I want all
Yeah.
these things, and that's what we're hiring you to do, not to like print more
know.
money. Sorry, I'm done.
No, dude, I know, man.
Let's go back to pools.
Yeah, back to pools.
Pools is so much easier.
Let's be
design do you
happy and talk
recommend?
about pools again.
Let's talk about pools and paradise backyards.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so listen, you when you're going out there and you see these costs, and
Yeah.
people are like, "Well, how has it gradually increased on cost?" Let's say over the last 2 years, like what was a pool cost 2 years ago?
So, for instance, I literally 6 months ago gave somebody a proposal.
Okay.
And they didn't want to do anything at the time. Well, they just came back to me last week and said, "Hey, we want to get going with this." And I said, "Okay, well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to relook at your proposal and look at the numbers because costs have increased with
Sure.
concrete, steel, tile, everything." So it literally went up $4,000 in 6 months, and that's no more.
You're like my
marking
labor.
up.
My
What-
labor's
what-
the same.
What
My labor
percent
has
was
changed.
that?
My
The
percentage
materials.
is the same. Materials
Yeah,
have raised.
absolutely.
No, but 4,000 was what percent of the project?
About 10%, about 8%.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think people have a lot of questions with pools. I've always had this question because I've heard this. I don't know if it's a wives' tale. You'll probably say no matter what, but when I propose,
No, I'll be honest with you.
like when I was getting a house, they said if you get a pool, it's actually going to decrease the value of the house because
Well,
No.
that is false. Now you aren't
I
going to
thought
get.
it was a little.
It won't.
fishy.
Well, listen. Here's where it will affect you in real estate wise. You can have the exact same house right next door to each other, exact same community, exact same square feet, exact same floor plan, exact same upgrades.
I know where you're
blah,
going with
blah,
this,
blah,
Brett.
blah,
Brett, you're
right?
exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you stick $60,000, $70,000, $75,000 to have a pool put in. When you go to sell that house,
Okay.
That
yeah.
one with the
That's-
pool will get you about 15 to 20 grand more in value.
Yes.
From
That-
an
that's-
appraiser.
That's
And-
where you lose the money.
Right.
and
and that
and
makes
sell possibly a lot faster.
But listen, man, you're buying it for a lifestyle. You're
Oh,
buying it for
you're
your
buy-
family. I mean, that's where your
you're buying
money's-
it for the memories.
Yes.
You're exactly right.
And that
There you go.
obviously-
That's what you're paying for.
And
Exactly.
that obviously makes sense, but I have had realtors say like, no, like if you don't want to buy one with a pool in there because
If you're an investor, I would suggest maybe against it because then you've got the liability. But if
Correct.
it's for yourself,
it just always seemed
don't
like,
listen to that realtor.
The way you can hedge your bet on that is instead of getting a gunite pool, go with a fiberglass pool. So you're going to cut your costs by about what 30% if you go fiberglass.
Shockingly, fiberglass is almost the same price as a
Now
as
it
a
is
gun-sided pool. Yeah,
Really?
And your look on your face was the look on my face when I probably
Because that
2 months
doesn't-
ago talked to a client
Hey,
that had been looking
be-
into a fiberglass
because
pool.
that doesn't make sense because fiberglass pools come out of a mold and
I don't know.
gunite pools are freaking custom made for the most part. So you're having to pay for that extra.
I don't know what the cost of that mold's gone up though. That would be my only, and I don't know that side of the business because I only do gunite pools.
Oh,
So,
well, see,
but I was shocked to hear that because normally, yes,
We need to get a,
I
we need,
have
we
a
need to get a
fiberglass
mold guy.
pool, so
yeah, we need to
let's
get a
go.
fiberglass guy in here.
I'm a
Just to
fiberglass.
cross reference.
Yeah.
Dan, get on speed dialer.
Yeah, let me hold on. Let me get my toes to do that real quick. So Ace, let's go back to this. So
Yes.
the cost has obviously gone up quite a bit. He was bringing up a good point. Is it better to buy a pool though, where let's say you have a house that's already that already has the pool in it?
Correct.
Because then you're not going to lose much money off that. Is that right?
true, but at the same point in time, you're going to have renovations with that. So, you might, what's nice about getting into a pool that you're building yourself is it's what you want, right? It's clientele to yourself. Where you move into a property that already has a pool, you're kind of, okay, I like it, but then you got cosmetic sides of that.
Yeah.
Right. So you got the tile. Maybe you don't like the tile. Maybe you don't like the deck. So then you're getting into additional costs also, which isn't a bad thing because once again, you're
Yeah.
building this for yourself and for your own memories that you're making with your family.
But
Right.
assuming you like it all, then yeah, it's
absolutely.
a much better deal to,
Absolutely.
to buy one already
Right.
in place.
Okay, hey, I'm trying to find a pool person or a pool guy to start doing work. I'm sure you go through a lot of questions. So you're licensed, right?
Absolutely.
Like, okay, and you provide that or you prove that up front. A lot of times people ask that question, correct?
No, not really anymore, to be honest with you.
Really?
No.
Okay.
I would
Is-
think they're going online, and anything online, I would hope
Yeah.
they'd be insured at that point in time. I'm sure you can still ask around and find some people that aren't. I'd stay away from that. I mean, that happened a lot in the '80s, and we had a lot of issues in Vegas with that.
What
We have a
about
pool.
what about this? What about insurance? Like, do you guys have like?
We carry insurance?
you do?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
And on all of our subcontractors also.
Okay. If you were to say like, when did you start again? You said you're
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Gotta
how
listen,
many,
Dan.
How many pools do you think you built?
Ask a lot of questions, don't do much listening.
I probably have built over 1,000 pools.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And what was when you built your first pool? What was the cost of that pool?
About 30, I would say 36 to 38,000.
So that 20 years ago is what people's thought process is.
And
on-
a lot's changed on that also with the options now that are on a pool.
Yeah.
Back in the day, there wasn't in-floor cleaning heads. So instead of having your suction vac,
Yeah, I was going to say they probably invented a lot better technology
Right,
too.
they have a name
So
for
what's
it.
the
It could be
what's the average
crawler.
price? That I mean, I know it depends on
You're going to be 80,000 for a pool and spa.
average. Okay.
What have you
Yeah.
Do any of the gunite pools? Do they ever go and put in a salt system? Do you do
Oh
any
yeah,
of that?
and that's one of those options that has also changed with time.
How much
So
more is the salt system?
You're about $2,000
Okay.
additional.
We put in a salt system on ours, and man, I took that sucker out like within a year and a half.
Well, that's once again
It's really-
informing the client that you're going to
it's
have.
hard.
There's maintenance to those.
Yes.
And within 3 years, it's probably going to go out on you. I use all Hayward.
really?
I use all Hayward equipment, and Hayward has a 3-year warranty with their salt set, which is the only company that
And
does
not
have
longer
a 3-year.
for a reason. Because they know
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, and I tell homeowners.
we can look good with 3 years. We're going to cost us some money out for
Right.
4.
So let me
Correct.
ask,
I do like the salt feeling.
it is
though.
nice. It's very nice.
let me ask you a question. If I wanted a salt system and I was going to have an automatic pool cover, do you recommend those two together?
There can be issues with that because the salt can break down some of the tracking issues. But
Let me tell you what happens. It eats through the frickin' top of your cover, just like
Just the salt does?
it
Yeah,
shouldn't.
the salt does.
Not through the it's
Oh,
just
yeah,
the
it does.
plastic.
No, it's not. Those things aren't 100% plastic. They couldn't be, but Yeah, the materials in there and salt, when the cover sits on top of those, after a while it starts to eat through. Believe me, it happened to me.
Maybe you talked to the wrong pool. guy.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before. So I'm gonna have to look that up.
Look it up.
Yeah, I will.
So do you
I'll
do you
talk
have
to
to
my-
have like
I'll talk to my installer.
maintenance done quite a bit on these pools, like like you would call like a tune up or something if you want to say like
Well, you got
know.
to clean your filters. You got to clean your salt cell also if you have salt. So there is, twice a year you should be doing some maintenance to your pool.
So
Get the
on
pool
top,
mortgage tune-up.
on top of on top of the weekly maintenance, obviously with the water chemistry itself.
Yeah. So the as far as that, I was about to ask you the weekly maintenance. As far as
Yeah, I mean you got to put
is that difficult? That's something?
very few people can literally do something every week.
Yeah.
And you have to do it every week. If not, you're gonna have issues.
So do you
can
offer
have a
those types
swamp.
of services?
I do not. I don't.
But
Yeah,
you
you
rec-
can have a swamp.
you
No,
can
I
have
don't.
a
Do you
free
recommend people that do that?
I
pool?
do. Yeah, I have.
And how
some-
much are they charging for that?
You're looking about 100 to 120 a month on an average pool.
120 a month. Okay,
But that doesn't include chemicals.
No,
That does include chemicals.
it does.
It does?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I
I'm gonna
heard
have to
those
talk
costs.
to my guy.
Chemicals have been an issue recently, though, so your
Yeah, 'cause
prices
they
have
Right.
jumped on that.
too.
Yeah,
I was
that
just
was a
gonna
chlorine
say.
thing blew
Chlorine,
up.
yeah,
Couple
exact-
of whatever.
So what do those costs usually go up? I mean, because a lot of people they want to keep it where you know what, even through this whole thing, is $20 or $30 increase a month. Is that? I mean, maybe if you have a route that you go and then each person's 20 or 30, it starts to add up, right? Where the increase is like $30 more a month. So are you seeing that a lot?
With gas prices,
No.
we'll raise that. Is that
No,
what you mean?
no, I mean prices like where your maintenance, your monthly maintenance on pools. You know
Yes.
how
Will
like
start rising? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because
Yes.
you have other costs that are increased also.
So to me, I was like, well, $30 isn't that much. I mean, but then you think, well, what if they got like 15, 20 people that they're doing that with? That starts to add up.
Sure,
You know what I mean?
sure.
So I think
Most of the time, though, maintenance is and I don't do any maintenance, but maintenance is a very cutthroat thing. So, I mean, if someone's offering 110, it's hard to offer 140 and get that client. So if they're raising rates, it's more so because of fuel prices or, like you said, with the issue with the
chemicals.
with the chemicals.
So
yeah.
if you want to do it yourself, what does it entail? I have a little story with this. My best friend in college, and this was going back in the day, college, right? We his brother's like girlfriend's parents split up, and they had this hot tub. They didn't want anyhow. We got like 15 guys, picked it up, loaded it on a flatbed, and took it to his house, right?
Nice.
And it was a nice hot tub.
Definitely college.
Dude,
days.
I'm already painting the scene right now.
Hey, listen, you should have taken the water out first.
Yeah, we were thinking about that. We were thinking it was too nice of a hot tub for how old we were.
Very young and strong.
And
Hot tub.
Hey guys, take the water out.
I finally got the joke. It was out. It was still heavy, man. Hot
they're
tub's
heavy,
heavy.
yeah, they're very
Anyhow, so we get we don't have money. We're college kids, and we like
Right.
drink beer or whatever in the hot tub. So we we go down to the store and get
beer in the hot
the chlorines or whatever, right? But
Right.
I don't think we're doing this right
Right.
at all.
Sure.
Well, the first sign is we flip it out.
But did you care?
There's a dead frog in there.
Yeah, that'll.
Yeah,
That's
so
not
this
probably
doesn't
good
look
water.
right.
Dead frog.
We just pour some more chlorine in, right?
right.
Pour some more
Or
chlorine and have
whatever the
another
heck
beer.
it was. Get in.
Pour more acid.
I think I did do skin damage.
Oh,
I
I'm
think
sure.
I am going to get skin
Oh yeah,
damage.
dude. I mean, when you just said pour more chlorine, right there, I was like, dude, that shit's getting burned.
At least it wasn't acid.
The point of that was how difficult is it
At least
to do
the water was
properly?
clear.
So a
Because I've
smaller,
got nightmares about that. Like I don't want to screw.
so a
like,
smaller body of water is much harder.
Yeah, but let me tell you, man, the chicks look great in there.
Yeah, I think they're dead now, but
I
you
think
know.
yeah. They all have skin cancer, but
Yeah,
I got a lawsuit. I'm a lawyer.
yeah.
That brings up another stat. 17% of people pee in the pools. So
I think that stat's low. I think that stat's low.
Rick, I love you.
Chlorine and drinking.
I think that stat's low.
Yeah, way low.
More like 50, 60%.
just go, man.
Those numbers are off. It's 71%.
A pool full of people drinking beer, 100%.
Yeah.
Pour some more chlorine.
Those filtration systems down on the strip are no joke.
Wouldn't that be? You know how many
That'd be
STDs
nice.
are floating around in that water?
Oh my god,
Well, it's like remember that. I don't know if you ever went to it. I went to it once. That club on the Palms, but it shut down because they were spent or whatever.
dude. Ghost bar?
No, what was it? Chaos. It was open for like a year, or 19 and shut down. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I knew somebody that worked there, and they gave us free tickets to this concert. and they had like this pool and this river kind of going away from the pool.
Okay.
And literally, there's like 100 people in there.
Yeah.
And they're drinking and like.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, man. That's why.
That's why they need to shut the pool down at 10 o'clock and they don't open them until 10.
Yeah, I'll
They
people
need
once in a while ask
filtration.
me, "Hey, man,
And
we're
the
going to
the bathrooms
we're
are
going to the
empty.
pool,
Yeah,
Red Rock. We're going to a
Well,
pool
I'm not
party."
standing in line. I know what I gotta do.
Like I said, not 17, but maybe 71.
Exactly.
Hey,
That's why I
those-
don't go to those hotel pools.
Do those pools take longer to clean too? Probably, right? I mean, to get all that stuff out.
Sure.
Well, they just have bigger filtration systems. And
Yeah, they
different
should,
ways
they
of
should have a
filtrating
whole
them.
pumping station for that.
Oh, they're huge. They're huge rooms. Huge rooms.
Like literally, man.
Yeah,
Well, pee is sterile. That's what I've been told.
it is. It does actually does
That
nothing
doesn't
to
mean
the
I want
water.
your pee on me.
It does nothing to the water.
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
So
Well,
there
it's
you go.
warm, right?
It
So
will.
Wait a
Excuse
second.
me. It will
Wait,
warm.
wait, wait, wait a
It will
minute.
warm the water.
It's got to do something to the pH, doesn't
Yes,
it?
yeah.
Yes. Okay.
It smells bad, but other than that, and yeah, the whole point of this
Does
was
it smell bad when you're drunk?
if you, yeah. But the whole point of this was if you have your pool, and I know there's a difference with a smaller hot tub, right?
Right,
Like,
right.
what's that entail to like?
So
What do you got to do?
It's a
What is
weekly
that
thing,
type
and
of-
basically just the chemistry of your water, and what that is making sure that you're putting chlorine and acid into the water to keep the pH at the levels it should be at, and the acid levels, and the chlorine levels where it should be at as well.
So you got to test it. You
You
got to
gotta-
like
you
pull
got-
out the pH. It's like kind of like a fish tank type of thing.
Exactly right. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
guys, you got anything else? We're going to wrap up the show. Thank you guys all for coming in. If you guys haven't hit the like button on this. We need likes. We need subscribers. Please support the channel. We'll be back here on Tuesday. And if you guys have any comments, put it in the comment section. We'll be gladly to answer those on the next show. And we'll see you guys next week on Tuesday.
Thanks for having me, Dan. Appreciate
Ace,
it.
thanks so much for coming
for coming on,
man.
Appreciate you,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Very
Enjoy
much.
it. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll see you again. We'll have him come back on again.
Cool. Yeah.
Good.
All right, guys. You guys have a good rest of your day.
Buy
We'll
Bitcoin.
see you guys
Stay
later.
strong.